Oh, ito no diste rak no wia kawa paha ayap kinde iwo hadakikte. Hekta ki ahanang haha wia kawa pagde. Dakota, Lakota, Nakota kinde. Ohe yo happy we chakupe. We choicha he ota hekta ki ha hanta ha. O de yo ha upe. Hede diste da iwo hadakikte. Toket kedina ichupe. O toket kedina yo ha yapi ha hena iwo hadakikte. I'm here to briefly talk about the headdress of the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota. How one would receive it and how one would activate uh, the headdress that one would receive. There's more than one style of headdress having different meanings, different purposes. And also that would mean that the number of feathers on that two different styles would differ. I don't want to go into detail on how many and why and these kinds of things, but an overview of how one might receive the gift of a headdress. One way would be through what you would call a dream or a vision. Creator will choose a leader to be given this headdress as to signify that this person is a person of authority chosen by Creator to look after his people. So this person might be a man in his maybe middle age, or a person that's that loves his people and wants to and has always been helping his people. Creator will choose him to be the leader of his Tioshpai or many Tioshpais that follow each other. So that's one way of receiving the headdress. And the other way would be the people will come together, they will look for a leader, they will look at the qualities that would make up a good leader, being respectful, being helpful, and all these good qualities of a person. They will choose this man to be their head man. Of course, everybody must agree that this person is right for that position. That is how a couple of ways that a person might receive the gift of a headdress. And once you receive that, then it's a matter of looking after your people, whether you received it as what you call a medicine man or a political leader of your community, your Tioshpayas, or as a military leader, one that's Akichita, the head of an Akichita will have a different style of a headdress. Once you receive these headdresses, then there's protocols attached to it how you would bestow this sacred item to one person. One way is to go on a vision quest, 4-night vision quest, to receive from the spirits how this person may look after his people, whether it's a spiritual, kind of like you want to say a medicine man, or a political leader, or a military leader, how he's going to help his people, protect his people. And these visions would entail on how he's going to do these things. Once it's determined that this person is going to have this headdress, then there's protocols attached to it how you're going to give him this headdress. There's special songs that are attached to the ceremony. If you don't do these songs and the ceremonies, then it's not going to be how do you say, approved by Creator. Creator has to know. So when you do the song and the ceremony, maybe go on a vision quest, then you're registering this office of this person to Creator. Now Creator is going to assist this person to do the things that's required, whether it's political, whether it's spiritual or maybe in a military form. So that is how one is given um, a headdress, one by the people, as I say, and one directly from Creator, Great Spirit, to be of a service to his people in those capacities. Each tribe has their own formal dress, and the headdress, the different styles of headdresses, belong to the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota. So Creator approves that for the people, just like the kings and queens would wear a crown. This is the crown of Dakota, Lakota, Nakota. When you see in the back days a person approaching with a headdress on, whether it's the one or two different styles, then you know that is from the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota tribe approaching. They know by the way he's dressed. Today it's different, but back then this is how tribes were distinguished from each other. When you see somebody like the West or Salish people, they have their form of dress, and you know that this person is from the West, from the coastal areas, or out in the East, the Mi'kmaq people, they have their formal dress. Up north, the Inuits, they have their formal dress. So the headdress itself determines or signifies that this person that is approaching is from the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota Empire. And that is how Creator has divisions, territories and divisions, so that other tribes in other territories, when they cross each other's territories, they know who's approaching by the way they're dressed. As far as I can remember, maybe it could be 19, 20 generations ago when these things were given to the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota. And of course, everybody knows or heard about the sacred woman that brought the laws of the Dakota to the Dakota people. Laws that were given to us by Creator, brought by the woman to the people so they can thrive. At these times, that's when these protocols were given to the Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota to go forward and to have a good life under the watchful eye of Creator. So that is how one might receive the headdress, whether it's, as I say, it's political, it's spiritual, or a military Oceti style, and they have different styles of doing it. But the protocols are the same. You have to register that with Creator, and He will approve of it. And that is how I understand these headdresses are given and received. Once you receive that, then as long as you satisfy those things that are the requirements of those different offices, then it's usually for a lifetime. But there's ways of dehorning if they don't follow the protocols of this office, how you're supposed to look after your people. Whether it's a military, you got to protect your people. Whether it's spiritual, you got to help the people through the spiritual means for their well-being, and also the political part of it. Like say, the famous one would be Sitting Bull. He looked after his people because the people chose him to be their main head man for all of the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota people. And he served that well because he was a loving, caring, helpful person. So he was chosen for that, and it was approved by all the different dialects, or the 7 council fires agreed that this man fits that role, and we want him to lead us. So he has, as far as I know, 2 different styles of headdresses. One is the shorter one, and one is the very long one. That's a special one that he was given because because he was the overall headman of the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota. So that is all I'm going to say. Hanax epet there, because I don't want to get into too minute of detail how these prayers are said, how these songs are sung, and these ceremonies are conducted to register this person to Creator and to put him in office. So that is all I'm going to say about the headdress of the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, which distinguishes this tribe from all other tribes given to us by Creator. Hey, Chitro, Mitake, Opere Chicha,